Very good afternoon, guys. So, up to yesterday, we discussed about the equations of motion. Four equations we discussed. One is V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, V square minus U square is equal to 2AS, and Sn is equal to U plus A by 2 into 2n minus 1. In order, one more point regarding this. No doubt. A body starts from rest. A body starts from rest and moving with uniform acceleration. A body starts from rest and moving with uniform acceleration. In that first point, the ratio of velocities after the ratio of velocities after 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, and so on is the ratio of velocities after 1 second, 2 seconds. Actually, it is 2 seconds. That is, total time is 2 seconds. But while writing the units, we should not use any plural form. That's why just second, 2 second. Third, 3 seconds. Actually, it is 3 seconds. But generally we call 3 second. And so on is. And after 1 second, after traveling of 1 second, what will be its velocity? After traveling of 2 seconds, what will be its velocity? After traveling of 3 seconds, what will be its velocity? So whenever you want to find the final velocity, after certain time, we'll go with the formula V is equal to U plus AT. V is equal to U plus AT. Here a body starts from rest. U is equal to 0. And it is moving with uniform acceleration. So A is a constant. A is constant. Since U is equal to 0, I will write V is equal to AT. Since A is equal to constant or A is constant, with your permission, I will write V is directly proportional to T. Since A is constant here, since A is constant, the V value is proportional to T. As T value increases, V value will also increases proportionally since A value is constant. So for example, if I take T is equal to 1 second, T2 is equal to 2 seconds. Then velocity of a body after 1 second is AT is the formula what we got. AT. That is nothing but A T1. V2 is equal to A T2. If I take the ratio, A and A get cancels. T1 is equal to 1, T2 is equal to 2. Therefore, V2 is equal to 2V1. Okay. So the same procedure, instead of solving the entire nonsense, directly we can go with V is proportional to T since A value is a constant. Then I will write V1 is to, V2 is to, V3 is to, and so on is equal to 1 is to, otherwise, and so on is equal to T1 is to, T2 is to, T3 is to, and so on. Where T1 is equal to 1, T2 is equal to 2, T3 is equal to 3. So 1 is to, 2 is to, 3 is to, and so on. So the ratio of the velocities after 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and so on is 1 is to, 2 is to, 3 is to, and so on. If you ask us to find what is the ratio of V1 and V2, directly we can go with V1 by V2 is equal to 1 by 2. If you ask us to find what is the ratio of V2 and V3, V2 by V3 is equal to 2 by 3. Directly we can write. Okay. Next point, second point. The ratio of distances traveled, second point. The ratio of distances traveled in 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and so on is the ratio of the distances traveled in 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds is. So he is asking us to find how much distance will it travel in 1 second, how much distance will it travel in 2 seconds, how much distance it will travel in 3 seconds. Okay, that is total distance is asking us to find in a total time. Total distance in a total time. What formula will approach? S is equal to ut plus half at square. S is equal to ut plus half at square. Since u is equal to 0, because a body starts from rest and moving with uniform acceleration, so a is constant and a is constant. U is equal to 0 and a is equal to constant. Then with your permission I will write S is directly proportional to t square. Same as previous. S is directly proportional to t square. Then I will write S1 is to, S2 is to, S3 is to, and so on is equal to T1 square is to, T2 square is to, T3 square is to, and so on. Where T1 is equal to 1, T2 is equal to 2, T3 is equal to 3. So 1 square is to, 2 square is to, 3 square is to, and so on, which is equal to 1 is to, 4 is to, 9 is to, and so on. Third one. The ratio of third one. The ratio of distances traveled. The ratio of distances traveled in first second, second second, third second, and so on is. The previous point, the ratio of distance traveled in 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like that. Now, the ratio of distance traveled in the first second, second second, third second, and so on. So in this case, which formula shall we approach? Sn formula. Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Here is also a body starts from rest. U is equal to 0. Here is also a body is moving with uniform acceleration. A is constant. U is equal to 0. A is equal to constant. Then with 0, this A is a constant. So with your permission, I will write Sn is directly proportional to 2n minus 1. Sn is directly proportional to 2n minus 1. From here I will write S1 is to, S2 is to, S3 is to, and so on is equal to 2n1 minus 1 is to, instead of n I will take n1. n1 andre illi 1 second, first second, and value is 1 here. 2n2 minus 1 is to, 2n3 minus 1 is to, and so on. Here n1 is equal to 1, n2 is equal to 2, n3 is equal to 3. So 2 into 1 minus 1 is to 2 into 2 minus 1 is to n3 value is 3. 2 into 3 minus 1 is to, and so on. 2 ones are 2 minus 1, 1 is to 4 minus 1, 3 is to 6 minus 1, 5. So like that, ratios if you ask directly we can go like this easily. Next, fourth one. The ratio of, fourth one, the ratio of distances traveled, the ratio of distance traveled, the ratio of distance traveled in n seconds, the ratio of distance traveled in n seconds, n seconds to nth second. The ratio of distance traveled in n seconds to nth second. So here the ratio of distance traveled in n seconds, that is total time, to the ratio of distance traveled in the nth second, particular time. So whenever you want to find the distance traveled in a total time, ಯಾವ formula use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? S is equal to ut plus half at square. This formula we should use. Here instead of t what we have? N we have. Instead of t we have n. So un plus half an square. But in the problem is given u is equal to 0, starts from rest. So s is equal to half an square. Call it as equation 1. Since u is equal to 0, starts from rest. Next, nth second, particular interval of time. In the particular interval of time, which formula will approach? Sn formula. Sn is equal to u plus a by 2 into 2n minus 1. Here is also u value as 0. Then a by 2 into 2n minus 1, call it as equation 2. A by 2 into 2n minus 1. He is asking the ratio of these two. That is nothing but S by Sn value he is asking. Very good. Then you take the ratio of these two. A by 2 and A by 2 get cancels. The remaining is n square by 2n minus 1. N square by 2n minus 1. Next, one more main point. Not fifth one, main point. One more formula, new formula. A body is moving with some initial velocity u, and uniform acceleration a. Some initial velocity u and uniform acceleration a. Full stop. If it covers a distances of S1 and S2, if it covers a distances of S1 and S2 in 2 TWO2 in 2 successive equal intervals of time. 2 successive equal intervals of time. Then in 2 successive equal intervals of time, then so in this question, a body is moving with some initial velocity u and uniform acceleration a. It covers a distances of S1 and S2. It covers a distances of S1 and S2 in 2 TWO2, 2 successive equal intervals of time. 2 successive andre side by side equal intervals of time. Equal intervals of time andre, if the first session the time is t, the second session is also the time will be t. So, this is the problem. Then what is the formula to find out acceleration? So, this is A, this is B, and this is C. First, I am going with the AB. We don't know U value. Listen carefully. So, this is the total distance traveled in a total time of t seconds. Total distance traveled in a total time of t seconds. Then which formula shall we approach? S is equal to ut plus half at square. Here S1 is equal to u only ut plus half at square. Call it as equation 1. Very good. Ut plus half at square. Next thing is, shall I consider BC or AC? That question arises. If I consider BC, again we don't know the velocity here, right? Already such model we discussed. We don't know the velocity at B. Definitely the velocity at B will not be u. It will be other than u. Why? Because it is moving with acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but there is an increment in the velocity. There is an increment in the velocity. Okay. So obviously here the velocity will not be u. It is more than u. So again it is very difficult to find out the v value here and all these kirikiri. To avoid that kirikiri, instead of taking BC, we'll go with AC. Because if I take AC, again here initial velocity u only, right? So here is also, this is the total distance traveled in a total time. What is the formula we'll approach? S is equal to ut plus half at square. This is a formula. Whenever we are finding the total distance in a total time, this formula. Here AC, what is the total distance? What is the total distance in case of AC? S1 plus S2. So S1 plus S2. U is the initial velocity. Here is also the initial velocity u only. T is the total time. What is the total time here? T plus T, 2T. Plus half a 2t whole square. Okay, now if I expand this, 2ut, very good, plus half a 2t whole square, 4t square. Okay, now if I further expand this, S1 plus S2 is equal to 2ut plus 4 by 2, 2at square. (2ut). With your permission, I will write it as at square plus at square. Right? Now you take a common of 2. Illi common 2 tagoli. Here you take a common 2. Then here ut left. Very good. Here there is no 2 is there. How will take the common? Already we discussed. It should be multiplied and divided with the same 2. So here we'll get half AT square. Avudalva. 2 into UT, 2 UT. 2 into half AT square, AT square. Plus AT square. UT plus half AT square is nothing but S1 from equation 1. So instead of this, happily I will substitute S1. 2S1 plus AT square. Now AT square is equal to S1 plus S2 minus 2S1. This side ra. AT square is equal to S1 plus S2 minus 2S1. So AT square is equal to S2 minus S1. S1 minus 2S1 minus S1. From here, A is equal to S2 minus S1 by T square. Okay, yeah. So like that, if you are able to remember this formula, directly you can substitute the values and get the answer. If you are unable to remember this formula, you have to follow this traditional procedure. Okay. Now we'll discuss graphs. How the equations of motion or how the motion of a body will be explained with the help of a graph. With the help of a graph. Because why the graphs is preferred, why the graphs will be preferred is the pictorial view will give the main impact on our mind. If I tell 100 times, you may not remember. If you see the same thing once, you will remember lifelong. That means the pictorial views will give the lot of impact on our mind. That is the first one. Second one is many things, many statements or many ideas we can show with the help of one small diagram. One small diagram. For example, if I am saying a fruit falls from the tree and the person who is below the tree is able to catch that fruit. So if you see the statement, it's almost this much of big statement. Is it right or not? Because what the statement I'm going, a fruit is falling from a very tall tree. From that tree, it is falling. The person, where that person will be, below the tree, is trying to catch it. This is a two-line statement. The two-line statement we can express only with the small diagram. You just imagine that it is a tree. If you are not compromised also, you have to. It is tree, a fruit, and a person is able to catch this. Is able to catch like this. So by seeing this small diagram, we can say that a fruit is falling from a tree, a person who is at the bottom of the tree is trying to catch it. Right. So by that help, with the help of a diagram, We can explain many things in a simple manner. That's why pictorial views are very, very important as for physics is concerned, not only physics, in all the subjects. Okay. So here, if I want to give a statement like a body starts from rest and moving with uniform acceleration, after 10 seconds it travels, blah, 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 a big statement. That entire statement we can show it with the help of one small diagram. Okay, that is the help of the graphs. I think in our lower standards, I mean to say lower standard is nothing but either 10th or 9th or 8th. You may know how to draw the graphs, right? I hope you know how to draw the graphs. So how to draw the graphs is nothing but you don't say that first we have to take the graph sheet and all. Whenever you want to draw any graph, we badly need two axes. Audalva? We need two axes. One is an x-axis, other one is y-axis. This is an x-axis, this is a y-axis. So with the help of certain scale is nothing but, I'm not going to explain here, is like the small blocks will be there on the graph sheet. Each block will have 10 subdivisions. These are all I'm not explaining. So this we call it as 1 unit or 1 centimeter we can call. So for example, if the distance is in meters, if x-axis I am taking meters, then we'll take one scale. I hope you know that. We'll take one scale, that x-axis 1 unit. 1 unit is nothing but 1 centimeter is equal to 5 meter, like that. For example, in x-axis, if I take a mass in terms of kg, then we'll take that 1 centimeter represents 5 kg. If you want to put 5 kg, we'll take the point here. If you want to put the 10 kg, we'll take the point here. Like that y-axis also. Okay, I hope you know all those things. Here, there are many curves, many graphs as far physics is concerned. One is position time graph, or the distance is nothing but position here. Time graph. So this is called as a position time graph. And we can go with displacement time graph. Displacement also we call it as a position. And we'll go with velocity time graph. We'll discuss one by one thoroughly, no problem. Velocity time graph. Next one is acceleration time graph. Acceleration time graph. So like the different graphs will be there in this chapter. Whereas if I go with other chapters, other graphs. But whatever might be the graph, listen carefully. Whatever might be the graph between the two physical quantities. Illi two physical quantities enappa? Distance, time. These are the two. Illi velocity, time. Here acceleration, time. Okay. So the first physical quantity should be represented in y-axis. The next physical quantity will be represented in x-axis. It is not compulsorily, preferably. Okay. So distance time graph is nothing but y-axis, distance will be there, x-axis, time will be there. Velocity time graph is nothing but in y-axis we have to consider the velocity, in x-axis we have to consider the time. Acceleration time graph. In acceleration time graph, y-axis we have to consider the acceleration and x-axis we have to consider the time. And in our childhood days, you might be studied Boyle's law, Charles' law, that law, this law and all. There also in Boyle's law also we have a PV graph. What PV graph? Pressure and volume. The pressure to be considered in y-axis and volume to be considered in x-axis. Whatever might be the graph between the two physical quantities, the first physical quantity should be in y-axis and other physical quantity should be in x-axis. Okay, like that you try to. But it is not compulsory to take only this in y and only that is in x, preferably, because entire universe is following like that. So we are also following, that's all. Okay, then tomorrow we'll discuss graphs one by one. First we'll go with the position time graph and we'll discuss its uses, significance and everything.